Oh, no, on your phone. Yeah. Okay. Hey,
Okay. That's cool. Or we just not selling anything to the first day. That's all. Yeah. Hey, sell your product. I mean,
present your let me position these so
go ahead, do what you gotta do.
yeah. So it's on there properly. Yeah, I'm gonna pull this back so it's centered on the camera.
Hey, you got a different color besides pink? I would take the blue. I think they got some blue. Shalom. Do they have any blue tablecloths in the back? Can somebody check for that, please? Anybody in the kitchen? Anybody in the kitchen? Can you see if they got a blue tablecloth? Tablecloths in the back. All right, is that paper going around at the same time? Do we have people? Okay, cool. We got the professional Hebrew. They got it right there.
All right, we live. Battery's good.
So if you get a chance, you out kind of move to the side. Yeah, he's gonna have the camera right here. Now, the table is good. I just want to stuff to the side. Yeah, that's cool. Whatever your turn, so you get up. Go ahead and do what Hey, Shalom, can somebody grab it, help the elder with the table back there? He's going to push it over into the side. If you do have products and you want to go ahead and get a head start and just start, maybe you can put one table on this side, one table on this side for those that want to kind of set up ahead of time. You don't have any tablecloth? I just didn't want to deal with the pink type look. Hey, y'all, do that look pink or do that look red? Did you call it pink? Did you call it pink? I ain't trying to be up here looking effeminate. That's all. I mean, hey, you be surprised when Israelites do that.
You want to see it? It's okay.
I mean, no, you don't have to. I'll let you do it on your time. Don't worry about it. All right, cool. Guess I need to sit down then. All right, can I get that sheet of paper? Oh, okay. We're still going around. Still going around. Okay, cool.
Still making time.
Okay. Do you want to go more towards the end or towards the end? Or towards the middle or what? You want to start it off? I introduce you or what? Okay, cool. All right, shalom, Yasharal. We're about to get started here in a second. Stand up. Okay. So can I get that paper that's going? Is that paper finished?
No.
Okay, cool. We should. He should have to go back some. All right, so I know we're a little behind today as far as getting started with this. Good news is we don't have to stop at 7 o'clock like we had normally originally planned to, because I was going to stop at 7 because I normally go and immerse people after the sessions, but about 6, 7 people that went immersed, 5 people that got immersed. They drove all the way to the South community, close to the land anyway. They went down in living water. So guess what? I don't have to do no immersion tonight. So we can stay in here. Of course, we got a poetry night that's gonna start at 9:30. But you know, people want to leave at about 7:30. Maybe go to a restaurant. Maybe you got about another hour and a half before the poetry night starts. You can do that as well. All right, so we about to get started. I just need that piece of paper. That's all.
Sound like you loud and clear.
Yeah.
You tell them to put their name on that paper, they gotta come up here, right?
And the elder said, when you put your name on that paper, you gotta come up here and get a free sample.
Okay, to speak.
Okay, he said, yeah, oh yeah, they gotta come up and speak. Okay. Hey, shalom to you that's just coming in. For those that's been coming in for the first time at this event, I want to definitely greet you with a shalom. We've been having a good time up until this moment. The both sides been moving. We got testimony. We missed the testimony from Bezalel. Just a powerful testimony right there of how these Gentiles are acknowledging us in the open forum as the people. All right, and we went to a situation during the street teaching today where we just seen the Most High move in a mighty way as well. You know, people was they was real interested. They seen us all gathered on that corner, and people, there's one lady, she was so stuck at the light. This dude was literally behind her car, beeping at her, beeping at her, beeping at her, beeping. She was just looking at us. I'm talking about she was just staring at us, and he just kept beeping his horn, and it was like she didn't even hear him the whole time. It took her so long because she was just so occupied with what we had going on. But the Most High had his light shining upon us and around us, and just people was just taking notes. So we told our Yah for that. But we're about to go and get it started. All right, so let's go ahead here. So let me go ahead and look at this list real quick. So Elder Yermiah, since you need more time set up? All right, cool.
Hey, yo,
Come.
say shalom to the people online too.
Hey, shalom to those of you that's watching on the Spiritual Combat. We definitely want to welcome you to the 2019 Hebrew Summer Gathering business session. We got a nice amount of business owners in our nation and in the land of Yasharal, and we want to be able to share with you what they're doing so that you could possibly help patronize your own people. All right, we have so much talent among our people, and we're so quick to go to the Gentiles and give them all our money. All right, so you have a few people that's going to be coming up today, sharing with you what they do, and if you need their information, you can reach out to Michael Israel, and of course he can forward you to them, or forward you to me, and I can get you in contact with them myself. All right, so the very first person we're going to bring up, all right, is Elder Yermiah. I'm going to go ahead and let him share what he does. And if you want to come on up at this time, Elder Yermiah.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. First of all, I'll give you a little background on myself. Can I do that?
Go ahead.
Okay, me and my wife, we came in this truth in 2009. And we were in our land when we came into the truth. we were living in Kuwait.
Huh.
And we really would come through the truth through our son. Now he started telling us about it. I mean, you know, once you realize the Bible is your history, that's all it took. I mean, I used to come home and the only thing we had over there was old lessons that we used to listen to until we got back to the States. And it was wonderful, you know, just coming home. And my wife was the type, you know, she didn't like watching slave movies and nothing like that because she was like, and I loved them because it would just make me mad. And I would want to tear something up. But now,
That's me. Yeah.
but now it don't do that because I know all they doing is enlightening us how they treated us. But like I said, and I started making wine probably in 1996 in Kuwait also. So, like I said, I'm background retired military. I like hunting, fishing, a little farming. I got about 10 acres. And like I said, you know, if you ever get the opportunity, you ever down in the Kentucky area, give us a call. You have to call now because we don't stay home a lot, so we mostly stay on the move. But like I said, before we leave about it here, we try to like to have everybody else phone number, you can get ours. Okay, and I got, let's see how many flavors that I bring. I brought peach, strawberry, pear, pomegranate, grape, crayon apple. I got a few samples that I'm gonna let you taste, and I hope you enjoyed it. And you know, the Most High started me making this wine because everything that is made in the stores, do you know they filter some of the wine through pig skin?
Oh.
They filter some of the wine through pig
Wow.
skin. So just like I say, they won't tell you that though. So mine is not filtered through pig skin, mine is filtered through cheesecloth. So you know, everything that I do is just pure wine. I don't put all the chemicals like they put in theirs or nothing. And everybody that has tasted my wine, they usually run me down. I'm just telling you the truth. So you know, just like I said, before we leave about it here, we make sure we got everybody's address and you have ours. And like I was telling the elder over there, I even got pears that's be right. They probably won't be right until about August. We got grapes, peaches. You know, just a little mini farm out there. That's about it. Anybody got any questions for me, real quick, like? Well, I'm gonna be over here if you want to sample.
You got one in the back.
I'll you a little sample.
I didn't catch the name of your company.
We call it G2, Set Apart Brew.
G2, set apart.
Where are you located in Kentucky?
A little town called Akron, outside of Fort Knox.
How are you marketing your?
Right now, you just have to get in touch with me. I don't put it on the line or anything right now because, like I said, I'm waiting to start the winery. I don't have a winery yet, so.
Also word of mouth.
Yeah, word of mouth too. Yeah, that's a big thing. Any more? All right, don't be sitting over here. If you want to come get a little taste, you're more than welcome. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. First-hand experiences. Now, we're not trying to offend nobody that don't drink wine, but I'm telling you, if you do, it's the best. It's some of the best wine you're gonna ever taste. Period. All right. Don't even want to make too many comparisons, but it's in a class by itself. It's nice and smooth, and you just gotta try it for yourself. I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, G2, Set Apart Brew. All right, so now we're gonna go to a Ak that's been he's been responsible for some of the clothes that I wear. All right, he's been doing this for a while. He's been helping a lot of people in the nation of Yasharal, people that's across the country. I don't know if he went international yet, but he's on his way, okay? He's already in Canada already. So I'm gonna bring up Ak Bezalel, being Israel, so he can be able to talk about his set apart garments.
I am shy, by the way. I don't like doing it. Shalom, shalom. I'm gonna try to give testimony how I got started doing the clothing. It was about maybe 4 years ago, no, maybe 5 years ago, in Detroit, the Chosen Seed. There was an actor named Shofar. He's now with the Swords of Zion in Detroit. And he's seen the ruach that I had for serving the Most High. Whether it's doing the videos, everything, opening up the building for everybody. He said, man, you Bezalel. At that time, I didn't know who Bezalel was. So I went and researched Bezalel in the Bible. And Bezalel is actually the one that the Most High anointed to make the garments for Aaron and his sons and do all the work of the hands.
Hey, sleep out, my bad, Bezalel. I want my bad, Elder. I probably should have waited just a little bit because I want to make sure he get the respect. Okay. I want everybody to hear what he's doing.
Yeah, sit down.
So, my bad. I apologize. Because once that wine started coming out, people was my bad.
I was like this. You know what? You know what?
My bad. We gonna get to that.
But he saw the work I did with my hands, so he's the one who called me Bezalel. I did not give myself the whole name, Bezalel. He saw the character and the traits I had. So I didn't want to wear European clothing anymore. And so I went to, this time, I never sold before in my life. I went to Walmart, bought some fabric, and I did my first garment by hand, like literally sewed it by hand with a little needle. And I'm like, this is my work. But I made it, I wore it to the class the next Shabbat, everybody liked it. They're like, man, you should sell this. My whole intent was not to sell anything, just to make me a few, because I got my first garment from a coat overseas, but it took too long to get here. I'm like, if I work for her, it's gonna be taking too long. I ain't got, like 6 months. So I made one, wore the class, everybody liked it. And they're like, man, you should sell this. So now I'm thinking like, okay, what kind of price do I put on it? My whole thing about my people, I love my people. I'm not trying to rip nobody off. That's why you'll find no one in Israel make the garments for the price I make them, because I don't do it for profit. I do it because I want you to look good. And I'm like, man, they got my clothes on. That's amazing to me. People wearing my clothes. And, so what I do is everything I make is 100%. 100% handmade. I don't go buy nobody's stuff, put my name on it. I don't go to the Arabs, buy their garments and put fringes on it. Everything I make is handmade 100%. And what else? Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you a little bit. I'm right here. Can you come here? No. Yep.
He gave me on camera.
Oh, that's right. But can you stand up? Just stand up back there. I'm right here. You stand up. You gotta see yourself and myself. These are some of the garments I made. You know, you can see. You know, everything is handmade. And I don't charge extra for put the fringes on. You know, that's all that come with it. But I just do it because, like I said, I never sold before in my life. So this is all the Most High anointing my hands. I never sold before in my life, not a hole in the sock or nothing. So I just want my people to look our culture, and God know me. I'm strictly culture. I hate America. I hate America. I hate the culture of America. And like on my job, they know I'm set apart on my job. You see, I'm like this on my job. I wear it on my sleeve. They hate me, but that's how I gotta be. So I want our people to get more into our culture now. You ain't got to buy for me. I ain't the only one. But, you know, you buy for you, know, it's going to give you 100% handmade. Which meaning, like, I'm not going to knock on nobody, but some people, their only size go to 3X. So that's how you know they're not making their own stuff. So when you make your own clothes, I can make any size, 10X, 12X, whatever, how big or small you are. And it's going to be handmade with love. And the name of my clothing line is Set Apart Garments. And I'm in Detroit, Michigan. And I don't have a website. The Most High said don't do a website yet. I just do by word of mouth and Facebook. And that's how I told me to do it. Until he told me to get a website, I won't get one. But, you know, I just do by word of mouth and Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay, so how can they make an order from?
If you want to make an order, Either you know someone that knows me, yeah, give my number, or you can reach me on Facebook at Bezalel Ben Israel, which means Bezalel, son of Israel, or 734-331-5082 is my number. I will answer the phone. Like I said, based on this word of mouth, so if you know someone here that got my garment, you can, get my contact from them or hit me up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Coach got her hand up.
Oh, yeah. So will you have garment Sunday? Because last time you sold out before the market. So will you have some?
Well, it kind of happened again, but I do have some. I do have some. I might not have enough left to do the marketplace, but I do have some. I'll still come, and I do have some.
Okay. See, I do it.
Gotta get me early.
I know.
Anything else?
Yeah. What was that number again?
734-331-5082. Anything else? Oh, and I'm single.
All right, so what we're gonna do real quickly, because I saw how y'all got up, how fast y'all got up. So we're gonna continue the line over here. If you can get up real fast, grab you a cup real fast. I just wanted to make sure I gave him the proper respect as he was talking about his business.
Yeah.
And I didn't do that at the beginning, so make sure you save me a time, all right? All right, anybody else? Want to go hit the table, get you a sample of that G2 set apart brew? Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. All right, so next up, we're going to be calling up an Akoti that's reached out a while ago. So let's go ahead and bring her up now, because we have other people that may be self-employed or have jobs. We're going to get to those people. We're going to go to this next Akoti, who I call the professional Hebrew. We're going to bring her up right now. I had the privilege of being with her down in Louisville, Kentucky, and she's been a great part of the work that we was doing down there. So I want her to be able to share what she does. Koti Saha.
Okay, it'll be brief. I don't really like public speaking, but I'm Saha, and I do a couple of things. One, I have an online beauty care and home line product, which is all handmade, 100% handmade. I try to use the finest ingredients to go along with that for healing. It's called Smoothing Therapy, and you can order online at my website, smoothingtherapies.com. I also am a licensed real estate agent in Kentucky, so I'm available for all your home buying needs, whether it be land ownership, home ownership, rentals, selling, whatever you need, or just questions in general. And there's also a lot of really great programs available in Kentucky right now, so take advantage. Right? That's me, and I help out at the God's house.
You got anything else you want to say? Ready, Russell? You got some?
Oh, no, that's it.
All right, cool. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
No, that's it.
Hallelujah. I said it last night at the meet and greet. For those of you that went through the way of the website, she was the one that built that website from scratch. We told our y'all for the work that she has been doing. All right. I missed something? Okay.
I do want to add though.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. This review has been long overdue, okay? This butter is the bomb. Okay, this is the bomb. Like, I've been buying it for over a year now, and literally like butter, like melts when you put it on your skin and everything. It is the bomb. So just wanted to add that on there. So
Yeah, get it while supplies last. Okay, so next, we're gonna bring up an Ak. I had a chance to meet this Ak about six months ago down here in Tennessee. He's actually in the same industry that I'm in the used car sales. So I want to bring this Ak up. Ak Aryeh. This time, you still here? All right. Ak Aryeh.
Shalom, how y'all doing? Keep it short and sweet. My name is Aryeh Yahuwah Yisrael, and I'm involved in the used car sale business. I'm licensed as a wholesaler, but I usually sell to the public separate from that, because most of the time you have better success when you're dealing with like Facebook Messenger. And I don't really do Craigslist as much. I usually do Facebook Marketplace, Let Go, and all the other certain apps. It's just like the stock market, buy low, sell high. And so, you know, you really have to have a license if you want to do it. You can sell up to 5, I think, in certain states a year without a license. That's pretty much it with that. Then I run a cabinet business, refinish your kitchen cabinets, and I do that. Basically, just going in there, stripping them down to the bare wood, either painting them, or either go back with a stain on the fingers. And, you know, I do like other small remodeling work. And I do it under the maintenance service that's LLC, that where I can keep the contract up every year with the license going. So pretty much that. I mean, if you got any ideas in your head, it's pretty much whatever you put your hands to, I mean, it'll all be successful. You got y'all behind you, so pretty much it. It's not really as hard as we really think. You just have to take that first step. Also run a lawn care business, so like that. So that's pretty much it.
What state are you in? What city and state?
Mobile, Alabama. So if you
Now you staying down there? Because I thought you said you.
Yeah, I'm in the Mobile, Alabama area now. We're looking to get up toward, you know, within about an hour and a half from Nashville. Seems like there's more money this way. Then plus the Most High is pulling me, so you know he's always gonna pull you to success. He ain't gonna pull you to failure.
All right, so the very next I'm gonna bring up, he has created a highway for us all to succeed. And when I talk about this highway, he has built a customized website where all the Israelite business owners can place their business on there. Some of you all already know what I'm talking about, but he has made it where it's a one-stop shop for Israel. Whatever your needs may be, he has created this customized website so that everybody can put what they do on there, and it can be a one-stop shop. So I'm gonna bring up Michael Israel from Spiritual Combat so he can tell you about the Blue League.
I really can't say too much more than where he's at. But yeah, I made the website is thebrewlink.com. You can register your business on it, your ministry, your movies, your music, all that. Now I've been real busy the past couple months, but what I'm gonna start doing with it is just kind of scrolling through there and just doing shows on certain businesses that are unique in the Hebrew community and all that. Because one of the primary objectives of the Spiritual Combat show, besides teaching spiritual combat and spiritual development, is information dissemination to build our nation. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a quick way if you want to know what I'm doing. But yeah, and it's totally free. There's an events area where if you have an upcoming event, you can put it in there. If you scroll down further, there's categories for all types of stuff. One of the categories I'm gonna really start pushing hard is Hebrew Kids Business category, where, for instance, my daughters, Madison and Samantha, I've been training them up on video editing so I can get more stuff edited. You know, because me and Ron, we do a lot of video editing for his videos. But I've been training them up on video editing. They make these little silly videos with their dolls, and then they go right back and watch them like it's TV. But any type of business that your child might have, maybe just drawing pictures and you want to sell them for $1 and just encourage, get the kids in a business mindset, you could post it on there. I forget what I titled that category, but they could post it on there. Just scroll through, there's all types of stuff. It's totally free. It just, it's because like some of these brothers have said, you see how easy it is to get blocked on Facebook, on YouTube and stuff like that. So this is kind of a secondary thing. You know, eventually they're gonna block us off everything, but yeah, you just go on there, and like I said, when my life slows down a little more, if you reach out to me and you want to come on the show, it's simple as just sending me an email. I'll bring you on the show. I have a growing Hebrew audience. And if you just want to list your business on there, maybe you don't want to come on the show, because I know a lot of people don't like being on live. Just say, hey, can you mention my business, and I'll put your business out there. No money, no charge, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? One last thing, recently there was a brother, some of y'all who are on Facebook might have seen it. There was a guy, he went on there, he said he's done with Hebrew businesses because there are Hebrew businesses that don't operate in the spirit of excellence. We reached out to the brother. He'll be coming on the show soon, but he's not going to quit buying Hebrew. He just got frustrated with a situation. But I'm going to put a review feature on there so people can review businesses or complain about them. If they complain about a business, I'm not going to try to destroy their business. We're just going to mediate it behind the scenes and see if we can work something out so we have, something, people don't feel robbed, whether it's the business owner or whether it's the customer. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, get on there. If you got any categories that you feel I need to add, I'll add them on there. And again, it's Brew, so BREW, link.com. And just go on there, totally free.
Are you talking about the land too? You gonna talk about that or talk about tomorrow?
Oh, the land?
Are you talking about that tomorrow or today?
Okay, well, real fast, and then maybe we'll go into a little. Me and Ak Yosef were talking about, because if y'all don't know, basically if y'all see me, I'm on social media, and I try to, one of the things I said I was going to do is go to all these Hebrew events and go. All right, there was a sister who followed SpiritualCombat, and she had reached out to us for counseling because she said she felt isolated and she felt kind of hopeless. We learned I want to say in February, that she had passed away in January, and we had good reason to believe that it was due to her feeling that way. And that's what launched me into going throughout Florida, doing Shabbats throughout Florida to kind of physically link up with people. It was something I already do. I try to go to the Hebrew events and just physically make ties, link up with people, get to know folks. One of the things I learned doing events, being a part of Hebrew events and all this stuff like that, is it's a heavy financial burden on the people putting the events on and on the people coming out, because you have to pay for a place to stay, for transportation, and sometimes to get into the event. One of the things we're working on in Jacksonville is trying to get our own land as a corporation and put our money together and buy a property with a large house on it or something like that. And that way, with that land, that land can serve as a hotel. That land can serve as a place to have the events. That land can serve us as a place to come together corporately and grow food. You know what I'm saying? And what it is group economics is something that our oppressor has bent over backwards to. I mean, if they really see somebody truly pushing group economics, they assassinate them. They don't care what else you're talking about. But when it starts getting towards group economics, that's when they jump on it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's what I was talking about, to where so say I'm gonna do an event in Jacksonville, I can do it on that property, get in contact with truck drivers and stuff like that. And I'm not sure if all the details of this, but say somebody's in Detroit and they want to come to the event. If we knew truck drivers who are hauling a load from Detroit to Florida, that would be their transportation down there, or something like that. Or setting something up on a brew link under the transportation where, hey, we're going down to Jacksonville, we're putting our money together, we're renting a bus, and we're going to go down there. So, because the transportation is a large cost too. So, just stuff like that. But I'm going to talk more about that, tomorrow. I don't want to waste up on it. But anyway, check out the brew link. I'm Michael Israel, Spiritual Combat. Shut out.
Hallelujah. All right, so the next arc I want to bring up is one that actually is one I've been able to see since he's been 5 years old. Come out that door, Johan. This brother right here, he started his own business. He's only 16 years old. And he has a mind of, if the Most High just spares this place for another 10 to 15 years, he's on the path to probably being a millionaire. I'm gonna be honest with you. I see his thoughts. I understand he's very detailed. He started his own little nonprofit. So Jonathan, if you want to come up here and talk about what you're doing to the people. Hurry up, man. You got your products? You want to go get them?
I didn't break my mood.
Okay.
All right. I was not expecting this. I want to say shalom to everybody first. Okay, so yeah, I'm in the process of starting a 3D printing company. I got a couple printers, another one on the way actually. I make I can make wedding gifts, like little toys for children. I like to get people thinking. I make this one 3D puzzle called Out the Box, or Think Outside the Box. You guys will see all this Sunday's exclusive, so be ready. Very reasonable price, but more so than selling a product, I'm selling a vision, I believe. I have a vision of helping people, especially our people, because we need it dearly. I want to bring us together in every way possible, and just getting people to think at a different level. I think that'll help us grow. Yes. So I'm selling that first. Got a man in front.
Okay, hallelujah. You got a question? Okay. Hallelujah. So you have to turn back to the door. Now I know that was real brief, but when I sit down and talk to Jonathan, he gives me better conversation than some adults. Wow. At 16 years old. I can literally bounce business ideas off of this 16-year-old, and he can tell me stuff, and I'm like, man. You got your hand up back there?
Yes.
Go ahead.
For Jonathan, he needs to expand into not just selling products, but also selling that 3D service for other people who don't know how to draw. So you can sell the service also.
Okay, hallelujah. He needs you to probably be a mentor to him. Same field. Yeah. So, hallelujah. So next on the list, all right, we're gonna go to an Akoti, who is one of the Akotis that I look at as my sister. She comes to the gatherings with her soap, and I'm telling you, if you use it, you're gonna abuse it. So I'm gonna bring up Akoti, Gabby. She's gonna tell you about the Olive Branch Soap Company. Hope you got someone you right now.
Shalom, shalom. I do not have soap with me today. I apologize. Everything's at the hotel. Okay. But if they will be here tomorrow. Oh, okay. I started making soap, I would say 6 years ago, because of my son. He has really bad eczema. So I wasn't looking to start a business. I was looking for relief because he was bleeding, itching, scratching, all that. And so I was like, why don't you try to make something? So I did that, and then I started getting family, friends, Mr. McCall, and I'm like, okay, let's see if we can make this work. So this is gonna be my first year really as a business. I just had my business cards printed, launching my business. So I'm looking to do, I do have beer bomb for the men this year. I will have lotion bars again coming up soon. For the women, I do have my website already set up and ready to go. So everything's all natural. I have a link for a Hebrew sister that grows her own herbs. I get them from her and I put them in soap. And it's basically healing your skin from the outside in. Because basically your skin is the biggest organ on your body, and it's absorbed from the outside as well. So whatever you put on the outside will be absorbed inside. So it's just taking care of yourself and taking care of your body. So that's why.
Website, how can I get in contact with you?
Website is www.olivebranchsoapcompany.com. I do have www.olivebranchsoapcompany.com. Excuse me, Soapco, I changed it, soapco.com. I do have business cards available that I can pass out to you guys as we fellowship. My number is 200-6026. That is the business number for Olive Branch Soap Company.
Hallelujah. Anything else you want to say?
Toda Abiyah for all of you who have already supported me and keep me going. I am so grateful to you who do that. And my business manager's back there, so I don't give away everything.
Hallelujah. Hey, you know we got a little intermission after the Hebrew 101, and poetry night starts at 9:30. Coachy, I need you to pay attention real quick. So, you know we got an intermission between after this is over with and the poetry. So that gives you enough time to go back to the hotel and get that soap, right? Cause look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. As soon as I see her again and she got that soap, I'm gonna buy a massive amount of it myself. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I'm just saying, you just better beat me to it. All right, the next business owner we want to bring up. All right, let me see, where do I go from here? All right, I'm gonna bring this brother up right here. Brother has a real genuine spirit, real humble brother. Just met this brother, been talking to him on the phone, meet him in person. He's doing some great things. His Isha, his wife, was not here today, so he's gonna come up and represent her on her behalf. All right, so I'm gonna bring up Ak Randall, and he's gonna talk about herbal teas. Took the back route over him.
That's what the GPS did.
GPS on it, took him the wrong way.
Shalom, Mr. McCall. Shalom.
Shalom.
Finally see you. Man. Okay, I'm standing up here on behalf of Maisha. She will be here on Sunday. She has a company where she provides herbal teas, different types of teas, also essential oils, and like I was talking to back there, teas for digestion, all different categories. She can tell you about the tea leaves and all that good stuff. She just texted me and said, give them a website. The website is mysteepedteaparty.com. And I can tell you personally, I love different types of green teas. And she's got them. And I have a couple catalogs, in fact, that I brought. But she'll have, and I have business cards. I didn't get mine. But she'll be here on Sunday. And any type of teas, herbal herbs, herbal teas, tea leaves, she can let you know we'll have it there. And
Yeah. Any questions? Somebody have a question?
You said she'll be there Sunday, right?
She will be there Sunday.
Hallelujah. 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 Herbal teas. Herbal teas. All right, so got the herbal teas down. So now we're going to move on to an ox. I've seen this ox, I think about 2 or 3 years ago up in Detroit at one of the gatherings. And now he's back down here. We appreciate this ox for coming up. So I'm going to let him go ahead and talk about his business. Ox Al, so you want to go ahead and talk about Bracy Entertainment for us.
All right.
Let's praise the Most High for Ox Al. He's like, come on, man, give me a cup. I need a cup.
Shalom, shalom. How you doing? I want to talk about 3 things, okay? We'll start with the entertainment. We'll talk about what's happening current, and then we'll talk about what we're going to do in the future. Is that all right with you? Okay. Entertainment, start off in Detroit. One way now, Hudson interview, Alicia Myers, I come from that. Okay, from there, start promoting shows, come from that. Done television shows, done theater, a couple of movies, did that. Also helped assist, when he was in Detroit, I helped Brother Shemaiah do some television interviews when he was at the Northwest Activity Center, Detroit. Okay, that's done there. Phase 1 over. 2, more important 2, what you're going through and what you're seeing now is more so like a distraction and mirage. Let me tell you what's happening. There's a war going on that's deep. It's between the Rothschilds, Trump, and China. I'm a part of that. Why? Because I'm into foreign currency. What's happening? Now, one thing I know about Israelites, we do research. So everything that I'm telling you, do the research. Okay? Now, you have now in your pocket the fiat system, correct? China has taken over. It's going to be called the quantum financial system. Okay? Now, the money you have, you're really trying to get rid of it. If you go online, you see how gold is coming up. In 1971, Richard Nixon stopped the money from being backed by gold. Okay? So that's when the Rothschilds came out and did any and everything they want to do. Now, this month, early this month, when Trump went to England, they got rid of the IRS. That's right. The United States Treasury is going to take over the IRS because the IRS worked with the banks, with the Rothschilds, with the Khazarians. So that's the war. The war is getting rid of their money. Rothschilds' power. All their, pedophilia, they're doing the pedophiles, they own all the media, so you're not gonna see it on the news. You gotta dig deep for information. You gotta get that Israelite going in you and see, well, that makes sense. What I'm telling you now is this. They're going to change over to the RV, the revaluation, this weekend. Because Trump want to announce this on the 4th of July. This is what they're doing. That means if you're into foreign currency, you're about to get a huge exchange. There's 209 countries agreed that the money should be backed by gold, oil, silver, the new money that's coming out now. You can look that up. The new money is coming out now. You got to get prepared. Prepare for it. Now, what does that mean? That means that China is giving us millions of dollars, especially with Zimbabwe money. The most important money there is Zimbabwe. And we started off with the dinar, Iraqi dinar. But the Zimbabwe money is where we're going to make a lot of money off of. And it's our job to get rid of poverty, homelessness, and everything else people are going through. So what now? Let's go to phase 3. We know that we are people from Yah. We shouldn't have to work for other people. We should create our own. Even if it's getting solar panels, and in Australia they have these batteries on these houses. They find ways to be independent, more independent. That's how we should think. We should get that land he was talking about all over. And then what's going to happen? Black people, when they see things, they get involved. It's what you see. It's what they see. And once they see our power, because we have the power, there's nothing we can't do. Yah said, I made you in my image. You have no excuse. You're made in this image. You can do all things. We can do all things. We can put this together. And I'm not going to take up too much time. But I want you to do your research, find out about the GCR, find out about the RV, find out about the currency, find out about this war, because they're locking people up. They don't tell you that because they own the media. They own the music world. They own all of it. But they're losing it. And if you, and trust me, I don't deal with politics at all, but if you really go back and watch some of the bills that Trump signed, that's in our favor. And it has to do with y'all. Because see, when you go back, and a lot of y'all love Obama, you know the history of that. But anyway, he worked for the Rothschilds. A lot of stuff that Trump doing now, Obama, by him being with the Rothschilds, they wasn't gonna let that happen. But Trump said, I got more money. I'm hooked up with China. I don't need y'all. You understand? That's why it's changing. And we got to understand currency. You got to understand currency, and you got to get it. And you got to get it now. Don't waste no time. Do the research on what I'm telling you. Get back with me. Al Bracey, 313-354-5549. Give me a call, and I'll help you with the research and anything that I can do to get us where we need to be. But we have to be a nation within ourselves. And we have to be able to, anything that we think of, we do for ourselves. And let everybody come to us. Because, you know, we got that bad stealing good brothers out there. Some out there on the corners is rough, you know. And they turn people off. But when they see the work of us, the true Israel, they'll come back home. And it's us to build the foundation. And that's what I'm here to do. Shalom.
Man, he just gave us a few nuggets, gave us some breadcrumbs. All right, so we know that I has been doing some diligent research. So that's the thing about these guys. You never know what you're gonna get from this. And he's a lion too, because he wasn't backing down. He was mentioning names, and he was mentioning names you don't mention on no spiritual combat. He didn't care neither. Here's my number and everything. Hit me up. I mean, hey, that's a lion.
Detroit ain't scared.
He said Detroit ain't scared. Hallelujah. So yeah, if you want some of that knowledge, that information, I'm gonna be talking to you. I need to learn. I need to get my knowledge up on some things, and yeah. So next we have also a few of you people came in a little late. Do we have any other business owners, self-employed people that want to talk about your business or what you do? If you want the nation to know it, I want to make sure I get your names on this paper so I can call upon you and stand up and share what you do. Anybody else? That's cool. All right, we're going to enforce nothing. So next, we have a Coty. I hope I say her name right. I hope she don't get mad at me. All right, I think her name is Tynesha. Okay, all right, cool. So I want to go ahead and talk about, she has a credit business and some other things that she has. So I'm going to let her share her story better than I will. Coty Tynesha. Praise the Most High for her.
I done heard a lot of people butcher my name, but it is Tanisha. But shalom, family. My name is Tanisha. I started my entrepreneur journey a while ago, not because I wanted to, but by default. I am the oldest of 8. My mother died of cervical cancer, and it was my job to take care of my siblings. To provide for my siblings. So I got into real estate. I learned how to incorporate my own business. So I formed my own LLC, and from there I learned that business credit was the way to go to fund your business and incorporate your business. So from there, I got into financial advisory, and it's now a full circle corporation that I'm very proud of. The company of my name, my business company's name is Build a Boss Empire. So if you go to www.buildabossempire, you will see that it's a step-by-step system. It's no way to get confused as far as I can see it, because I simplified it to to the most common denominator I can possibly think of. Once you decide in your mind that you want to do something, it starts from the idea, and it's literally planting that seed, and it goes from there. And I can literally take your idea and take it to wherever you want to go. And I can back you with any type of business credit funding that I can possibly think of. And I've literally worked with a lot of lenders who will lend to specifically people who start their business. So that's my niche. That's what I specialize in. If you are starting up, those are the hardest people to get funded. So I specifically focus on that genre, because I try to make sure that in that space, it's the hardest part. So if we don't have enough people to encourage those group of people, then a lot of times they default, because statistics say that a lot of people fail within their first 2 years. And because I'm over that mark now, I'm confident enough to say that I can help you if you are in the starting phase of your business. And that does include business credit. It does include the finances and helping you balance your books. So I'm very proud about it, and I hope that I can help anyone here. Again, my website is www.buildaballsempire, because that's what I plan to do. My telephone number is 614-547-BABE, which is the acronym for Build a Boss Empire. And once you go to that, you will get a link to my virtual business card. So if you decide now, I hope you all do, if you go and put my number in, you just type the word BABE in, and then you will get my virtual business card. So I hope I can help anyone here. And it should be very simple. If you can't figure it out, I'm here. It's live, so you can check it out there. But yes, you can definitely go to my website.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right. Look at the wealth of knowledge we have amongst our people. The resources, the contacts. It's a beautiful thing. All right. So also too, for those of you that have been up here sharing your business, make sure you put it on the Brew link. All right. We're going back to the Brew link again. Yes. Put your business on there. So I had somebody reach out to me from the Brew link. I said the brewery, the Brew link. All right. And so let's continue. The next, I want to go ahead and bring up this coat. All right, she reached out some time ago. I believe she has some real serious information to share with us. So I'm gonna bring up Akosi Evelyn. All right, the Sanders family. If you want to come on up, she's gonna be talking about CPR and first aid. All right. Hallelujah. Give them a second. I think they need to set up. I think they're going to need to set up some things just to give you all a demonstration. You know? Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, this is our first time to...
Give her the microphone.
Oh, sorry. This is our first time at the Eagle Summer Gathering. So now we kind of understand how this operates. So maybe we decided we should wait for Sunday to do our demonstration and just give you a little information on how or why we got started.
Okay, so my name is Jeanette, and this is my friend Evelyn, and we're with Revive CPR and First Aid, and we're here to teach us how to save each other's lives. A lot of times it's us who are suffering in health, heart attacks, and we're the ones who get shot down in the streets. So we're here to teach how to save each other through CPR, and also Evelyn's going to teach how to save our lives through herbal first aid. So,
as we were sitting in a diner, we just came back from vacation, and we were sitting there discussing how we wanted to give this information to you all. We looked over at two young men, and they were sitting over there, and we asked them, if someone near you or your loved one was getting ready to is having a heart attack, or they just fell out and they weren't breathing anymore, what would you do? And they both looked at each other and were like, I don't know, dial 911. And I said, do you know that you could possibly save their life? And they were like, well, tell me how. And in less than 5 seconds, we showed them exactly how they could save either their loved one or someone next to them that may have hit the floor and is no longer breathing. Our people are leading #1 in every area: diabetes, heart disease. I mean, we're at the top of the charts.
And with what that brother talked about the currency and all that stuff, eventually we won't be able to go to the doctors. We will not be able to dial 911. So coming at that aspect, coming from an herbal aspect, can we identify plants? Can we identify things that will save our life? There's a plant out there that is called yarrow. It's used specifically to stop bleeding and profuse bleeding. And so these are things that we as a people, we don't know. We've lost that. And we used to be the leading ones in that because we were not, as slaves, we were not allowed to go to the hospital. We were not allowed to go to the doctors. And so this is the emphasis that Revive CPR and First Aid is pushing. And this is why we're doing what we're doing here, because we want to teach our people. I don't care if you have money, don't have money, I don't care. I want to teach you all how to take care of yourselves and take care of your loved ones.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. And so that's it for now. So we'll see y'all at the marketplace. We'll do our demonstration.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. Toraya, toraya. The next act I'm going to bring up is an act that I've been able to see over the last few years. This brother is a servant of the Most High Yah, and it's definitely Obadiah Yah. He's going to give us some information from his standpoint of being a CPA, and he has another wealth of information he wants to share. So I'm going to bring the Aki up so he can be able to share that with the Bishop of Ka.
Shalom, shalom. Can we get the Most High the highest praise? Can we get a hallelujah?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. So it's not a mistake that we're all here today. I don't have a business to pitch. I currently work for a private company, but I have a background in taxation and audit. So you know, when I'm done here, if anybody wants my phone number, if you have any specific questions related to your business model, you know, if I can help you out, you know, I'll do my best to help you out. So just to start, you know, I just want to speak on a couple of things. One thing that our people don't usually have an understanding of from a business perspective is the business structure. You know, you don't necessarily have to just put your income and expenses on a Schedule C. It's taxed differently than if you have an S corporation or, you know, partnership, you know, C corporation. These are all different structured businesses, and they're all taxed differently. And I guess really what you're going to base your model off of is what you want to do with your business. You know, if you're planning on selling it one day, you might structure it a little differently than if you plan on having it and passing it on to a loved one. So to understand business structure, and another thing that I come across a lot, I try to help some, you know, people with their taxes from time to time. One thing that our people don't take deductions for in a lot of cases is business mileage. So make sure that, you know, all right. Make sure that, you know, you're taking, you know, keeping records of your business mileage. That's a huge deduction that you could have in your business. That's one thing that our people have a tendency not to take advantage of. So, you know, just a couple of tidbits. If you have any specific questions about your business, please go ahead, pull my coattail, and we can have a discussion about it at a later time. So,
I just want to know, how do you get the Trump tax cut?
Trump tax. There ain't no Trump tax. He gassed y'all up. But that's all I got. You know, make sure to holler at me if you got any questions. So, shalom.
Shalom. Hallelujah. So I know that he have a wealth of information. And with the Akoti, Tanisha, I know that they have between her and Obadiah, but I know that they can help you out a whole lot. All right, so now I want to bring up this elder. I met him yesterday at the Bradley Museum. Brother was real passionate about what he was in there seeing and his historical knowledge about us as a people. I want to be able to bring him up right now. I believe he put down RET. Is that retired or is that just RET? Okay. So if you want to come on up, Ock Johnson, okay, or the Elder Johnson, if you want to come on up and tell us about life being retired. No, I'm just playing. Thank you. Shalom.
Put the microphone up.
All right. I know he wants me to talk about a little history there.
Oh, no, business.
Business. Okay, business-wise, I'm focusing on marketing, and I'll kind of tell you what I've done in the past. I marketed groups, quartet groups. I have marketed people that have clothing businesses. And a little side thing on my own as far as marketing assets. Assets, depending on what it is, it's maybe something that someone has or has plenty of it and want to get rid of it.
Can I put the microphone up a little bit?
All right, they have something they want to get rid of. They have a lot of it, and so that type of thing. So that's really the gist of what I have done in the past. Currently, my background is retired military, over 30 years of service. I did spend most of my time in the military doing computer networking, computer security, and so as I retired and my wife retired as government employees, we moved away from doing what we did for over 30 years and went into some other ventures. So right now, my wife, she has a clothing business, marketing ladies attire for your churchgoers and Afrocentric wear. And that's really about all I have.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. All right, so. All right, hallelujah. So the next Ock I'm gonna bring up, many of you don't, you know him from his documentaries, his movies, his books. All right, so I'm gonna bring him up right now, Ron Dalton, so he can be able to share with you some projects he's working on. He got his new movie with him, and he might be talking about some other business ventures as well. Ron Dalton.
If I sit down, I got a lot to say. I can take too long. How first begin. So I live in Michigan, Detroit, and like the guy said, Detroit, we don't have any fear. And the way that the Negro Network, is anybody familiar with the Negro Network? Has anybody seen Hebrews and Heroes, the movie? Yes. And read the books? The podcast show? Okay, so not everybody, but a long time ago, I was sitting on the porch. It was a hot Detroit summer day on 6 Mile, all there near Shaper and Herbal, and we saw a lot of people, and I was talking about the same thing he was talking about. This was years ago, and other things, including like We're the Real Jews and the Rothschild, Illuminati, the Synagogue of Satan, all these different things. And a lot of people were just like, and they weren't really paying attention, but there were some brothers that were there, they were like, oh yeah, you're right. But then there were some older guys that were there, and there were some older women that were there, like in the 50s, 60s. And when I was saying all this stuff, I said, because I told them, I said, I'm writing a book about this stuff, put it out. And they said, well, you shouldn't do that, because they're gonna get you. And I said, who gonna get me? They said, they gonna get you. And I said, well, why are we so worried about who gonna get who? You know, why we gotta have the spirit of fear all the time, but we can't speak the truth? And I said, all I'm doing is trying to tell the truth to our people, because I see our people being destroyed on a massive level every single day. And it's getting worse and worse and worse. And the career that I went to school for was physician assistant studies. So the sisters that had some over here, CPR, ACLS training, we had to learn how to do all the AED and everything else. So, and working in Sinai Grace Hospital in Detroit, and I'm sure you know Sinai Grace Hospital is on the west side of Detroit, and they have probably, if not the top trauma center, where they get all the gunshots, all the stab wounds, all the physical violence, domestic violence, outside of that in Detroit Receiving Hospital. But every year that I worked there in the ER and working trauma and seeing different things, everything that I seen was just getting worse and worse and worse. And it wasn't just our health, but a lot of times the health was connected to our social, our home, domestic violence, education, lack of money, psychiatric illness, this undiagnosed psychological illness. And at the time I was like, man, why is things getting so bad for our people? I don't understand. We got churches all over the place. My dad's a pastor. We go to church on Sunday. We give our tithes, our offering. We go home, we eat, we watch basketball games. It's the same routine. Right. But things keep getting worse and worse and worse. So that's why I decided to make a movie and write the books. But one of the things that I noticed in doing the books and the movies, because I do a lot of different things. Like with the books, I started with the books first, and I had never wrote a book before. And I wrote essays and things for college, because that's what you had to do. But then writing a book, I asked somebody, well, how do you write a book? Because nobody told me. And the person said, well, Ron, you can't just write it out on a piece of paper, because eventually you gotta put it in digital form, because that's how they get the file to print up the books. So I said, okay, so I started writing everything in Microsoft Word format. And all I did was basically write everything that I wanted to portray to give to black people in terms of what I wanted them to know. And it ended up being 1,000 pages. And at the time when I tried to go through people that knew book publishers, a lot of them were black, and they would say, okay, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna talk to my lady I work for, she's a publisher, and see what they say. And the lady would say, what's the name of your book? And I said, Hebrews to Negroes. And she says, okay, what's it about? I told her what it's about. So she went back. A lot of them said, I'm sorry, we can't publish a book. And I said, why not? And it was, I don't know, they just said we can't publish a book. And a lot of the book publishers are not owned by us. So eventually I found a lady that was black that published books. And she said to me, she said, Ron, I'll publish a book, no problem. She said, just don't talk bad about Obama. And I said, okay, I just laughed. I was just like, all right. So she published a book, and thank God she published a book, because at that moment I didn't know anybody that was going to publish a book. And I know you can use CreateSpace to publish your own book, but I wanted to do it right. And so when I wrote the book, it was 1,000 pages. I didn't know any better. I thought I could put out a 1,000-page book, but she says, no, Ron, you cannot put a 1,000-page book out. Black people is not going to read 1,000 pages. And I said, really? I said, it's a good book. Because I knew it was in the book. I was like, I know this book is heavy. And she was like, Ron, I don't care how good you think this book is. People are not going to read a 1,000-page book. So I said, all right. So I had to cut it down to 700 pages. And then I had to, she said, Ron, you got to chapter it up. So I said, okay. So I chaptered it up. Because I just kept writing. Every day I would get home, I would just write off the brain and things I would research. And so eventually, I wrote the book. So there's like all these chapters in it. If anybody's read the first book, it's a lot of chapters. And so I did the second book, and the third book, and the fourth book, and then put it on Amazon. You put it on Amazon Kindle, and then paperback and hardback, because people like different things. And then once they buy your books, Amazon kind of self-promote. They send you a royalty check, and that helps out to show you do the next thing. And so eventually, in writing the books, a lot of people would say, well, Ron, black people don't read, and the best way to hide something from a black person is to what? Put it in a book. And so this pastor told me this prominent pastor that was real cool with Pastor Ellis, Bishop Ellis, in Detroit. And so he said, black people don't read books, you're gonna have to do something else. I said, what? He said, you're gonna have to make a movie. And I said, I already been thinking about that. He said, really? I said, yeah. And he said, well, good luck. And I said, all right, well, I'm gonna do it. And then he said, all right, well, I hope you do, because these kids out here, they don't read books. and they especially ain't gonna read a 700-page book. And you know, and partly he's right, because if you ask a lot of people on the street in Detroit, have you read the book Hebrews Negroes? They don't know half the time what's the Hebrew Israelite. You know, he said, "Are you Israelite?" They say, "What's that?" But to ask them if they read the book Hebrews Negroes, they're gonna say no. So then I embarked on doing the movie, and this is just that anybody that has a vision and a goal, because I wasn't brought up in the filmmaking family. I don't know Tyler Perry and Spike Lee and all these different people. You know, just like I said, I never wrote a book, I never did a movie, but I knew that it could be done, and I knew all you had to do was come up with a script. You had to have imagery put into the movie, like still pictures, videos, graphs, different things to portray what you want to show in the movie. And then you gotta have audio, of course, and then you gotta have somebody to edit it. And so I had to learn all these different things on licensing and copyright, because you can't just use images in a book that's copyrighted by somebody else, because they'll get you. They say, "Oh, you use our image." And in the movie thing, in the movie business, the same thing applies to videos and to pictures and audio. So all the audio has to be copyright free, royalty free, or you have to pay for the license to use the music, or you have to create your own music, like Loris does. And that's the thing. When we have other Israelites that we know that can do background music, lay tracks down, because Loris has done a lot of tracks, and when people see the second movie, they'll see some of his stuff in our movie. That makes it a lot easier, because otherwise you got to pay money for these things. And then even when you give video footage, at the time I didn't know Micro Israel, so at the time I had to go to different sites to get the videos. So you have Shutterstock, you have Alameda, you have Corpus, you have Getty Images, you got iStock, you got Vimeo Stock, you got all types of places you can get images from and videos, and you got to pay for these. If anybody goes there, you can see the price for 4K, HD, SD, and then low, which is like YouTube version. And these cost money. And then if you want to get a pack, it makes the cost of each video cheaper. And then if you want to get pictures, the pictures also cost money, depending on whether you want a standard license or an extended license. And so all these things cost a lot of money, but when I looked at it, I said, well, it has to be done. I said, I go to Amazon, I don't see any movies, any Hebrew movies. At the time, the only thing that I watched was The Village of Peace. Anybody seen that movie, Village of Peace, by Morris Stoudemire? About the African Hebrew Israelites of Dimona? Yeah. So that's the only Hebrew movie that I've seen. And they basically, in that movie, they talked about the story of how the people from Chicago left to Liberia and then eventually traveled to Israel. It didn't really break down the proof that we're the Israelites. And that's something that I felt that we needed as a people. If people were going to read in a book, they need to see it in a movie that they can get. They can just watch the movie, you know, because giving a pastor or a deacon or elder a 700-page book, giving them all $4 and say, here, read this. They're not going to have time to read that. So putting the movie together was crucial, but I didn't let the cost of the movie stop me. And I remember this one guy said, Ron, it's going to cost a lot of money to do that, and you got to get an editor. And so I called around to see how much the editors charge. Some editors charge $50 an hour, some charge $100 an hour, someone charged $25 an hour. So I finally found an editor that could do what I wanted him to do. And of course, at the time, I didn't have nobody like Mike to get footage in Detroit and different areas, so I had to buy the footage. So I put together a GoFundMe campaign, www.gofundme.com, Hebrews Negroes, to help me fund the movie. And when I did that for 2 years, not a lot of people donated. You know, you had some people that would donate faithfully $5. They gave everything they had, $5, $10, but it was a whole lot of money. So I went through a lot of money sacrificing, 401k, IRA, tax returns, extra paycheck money, overtime money, different things to keep the movie going. Because if you don't have the money, then the movie can just stop. There's people that have actually started movies and then they stop 75% because they need more funding to finish the movie. And then let you know that. They'll give you a trailer and say, this money's not done, I need more funds. And so I didn't want this to stop. So I did what I had to do to get the movie done. That's why the movie took 3 years to get done. And even though the movie was 3.5 hours long, the movie was well worth it, in my opinion. And anybody that sees it, even if you gotta watch it 2 or 3 times, it really breaks down, if you really study it, breaks down the proof that we are the real Israelites, we're the children of the book. And then along with the books together, that does the same thing. And so that's the first step. Now, when you get the movie done, for those people that are trying to get into videography and photography or computer animation or filmmaking, once you get your movie done, it could be a regular movie, it could be a documentary, it could be with actors. Now you have a product that you need to get out there so people can see it, that people can buy it. Because usually you're gonna have it in an MOV file or MP4 file, if anybody's familiar with these file types. So one of the things that me and Michael talked about was distribution, meaning getting it out to the public. And that's very hard to do when you don't have support of black people in general, or the black church. If the black church ain't behind it, then you would think, okay, the Hebrew community is gonna help. Well, we know that all the Hebrews don't help each other, because you got different camps, you got different assemblies, different people that believe in different things. Messianic, people believe in this name and that name, different ideologies, different theories, different whatever. And a lot of times you will see so many different YouTube channels, Israelite YouTube channels. And it's more than just 5, it's more than just 10. They're all over the place. But we as a people, we say we're a nation, we're united, we're building, we're this, we're that, but we don't really act like it, because if we really did, we will all cross-promote and help each other's business. Because really all we need is ourselves. That's all we really need. And cross-promotion is the key for people to know about your product or your business or your service. And so unfortunately, when I released it, I did everything I could in my power to promote it on YouTube and Instagram. I don't have huge followers like the Watchman and Pastor Dow, Truth Unveiled 777. Some of these guys, they have followers that are over 100,000 followers. Some celebrities, black celebrities that are in the truth, they have followers of over 1 million followers on Instagram, like Brandon T. Jackson, Amari Stoudemire, different people. And trust me, there are black celebrities, whether they're sports players, they're movie, they're singers, that they know about the Hebrew Israelite Awakening. They know who we are. A lot of them, you might see them wearing fringes or just knowing, or they might say Yah. But they have so much star power influence. When you look at their Instagram page, they got 525,000 followers, 1 million followers. But not one of them you will see post the trailer for Hebrews and Negroes. Say, hey, I read this book, it's a good book, why don't you check it out? We all need to wake up. The things that we do promote and we do support is other movies. How many people have seen Black Panther, the movie? Okay, so more people have seen Black Panther than seen Hebrews and Negroes. How many people have seen Get Out and Us? 12 Years a Slave. Okay, so there's a lot of movies that we've seen. How many people have watched Power series, Empire, Love and Hip Hop? So there's a lot of things that we've seen, and it really does nothing to edify our people, to educate our people. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, we really need to start helping promote each other's businesses. And for instance, like when you put stuff on Amazon is such a global giant that if you want to play with Amazon, you're going to pay Amazon. And so when you put your book on Amazon, whether it's an ebook, a paperback, or hardback, Amazon's going to get a nice cut. They're going to get a nice cut because you'll see it, the royalty sale. You'll see how much money Amazon got from you and how much you get back from Amazon. And then your publisher gets a little percent too. But that's because we don't have means where we support each other. And same thing with a movie. If you want your movie to be seen for independent filmmakers, if you can't get it distributed in all the major theaters, because you got to have a distribution company behind you to get it into the theaters. All the black movies we see today, like Friday and all these different movies, Tyler Perry movies, Ice movies, if you look down at who's it distributed by, it's Warner Brothers, Walt Disney Pictures, Universal, Columbia, and these are all Jewish-ran distribution companies. It don't matter if it's a black movie, they're all Jewish-ran. So you can't move and shake without the Jews. You can't have your movie shown in multiple theaters across the world without the Jews. That's a known fact. And so that forces independent filmmakers to go to streaming like Vimeo on demand, Amazon, and they're gonna get their cut. And the thing is, the work that we need to do is the more that we support each other, cross promote. They have a streaming platform called Quality TV. Anybody heard of it? Quality TV? It's a black streaming company, and that something like what she has is what we need, because if we all promoted everybody to come to a certain streaming site, then you have a lot of black people that make independent films, start getting their movie seen, start making a little change, and not have to worry about going through Amazon and Vimeo on demand and trying to do one movie screen here, one movie screen there. Because when you try to get a movie theater to show you a movie, they may say no. Because we tried to show the movie at the SVA Theater in New York City, School of Visual Arts. Now, anybody know that? That's in Manhattan. The thing is, when we tried to get Hebrew Sneakers shown in that movie theater, they initially said yes. We had a date set, we had a time set. We were pre-selling tickets on the website. Then after a month, they sent us an email saying, I'm sorry, unfortunately, after reviewing your website, looking at the trailer, you will not be allowed to show this movie at our theater. But yet, before that, they had showed the movie Race War. Anybody seen the movie Race War by Jason Black? Anybody know about the movie Race War? No? Okay, so that movie got shown there, and Hidden Colors. Anybody know about Hidden Colors? Yeah. A lot of people know about Hidden Colors. Hidden Colors, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're about to release 5. His movie is about to be played at the same theater that told me no. And so when you rent a theater out, you got to pay for the movie theater. You got to pay them, and it just makes it hard. But there's ways to do it. And me and Mike talk about all the time about distribution companies and cross promotion. And this is one of the reasons why Mike started the Brewling. And he has a SpiritualCombat show. He has a lot of different people on there, music artists, filmmakers, people that have their own business. He gets them on the SpiritualCombat show to get them exposure, talk about what they're doing, so the other Israelites that are watching the show can see what somebody else is doing. And so, and a lot of times, like he said, we shouldn't have to work for nobody else. And if we just allow our community to support each other, we all can flourish and feed our families with our own business. That's one thing we need to do. But one thing I've learned over the years is that the one thing you're going to need to do a business, you're going to need a website. A lot of times people say, well, you got a website. If you don't have a website, you got to give me a phone number or email. A lot of people like to know where your website is at. And then you got to have a way that they can buy your product. And there's different ways you can do it. You can go through PayPal and Stripe, but of course, these are like third parties, and they take a fee. If they want to loan you money, they'll loan you some money, but of course they get a fee. You can do merchant services to your bank. And a lot of times you can use devices like this where people can swipe and put their card in, and then it's a low percent, but the money gets directly put into your bank account. It doesn't go through PayPal and Stripe, and then you can just transfer that to your bank account. So it's kind of like eliminating those people, and those are things you can use to help grow your business. And then also it does help to have somewhat of a presence on social media, because as we see today, social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube does make money for people. Without social media, without Instagram and YouTube, not a lot of people know about the movie and the books Hebrews and Negroes, because I live in Michigan. Everybody else in different states in the UK and different countries know about Hebrews and Negroes. A lot of people know about what we're doing is because they look at YouTube and they see things from different countries. But I'm not taking a lot of time, but that's basically a little bit of my story and advice to anybody else that's trying to start a business, especially in books or in movies, podcast show. If anybody wants to ask for any advice, then they can go to www.thenegronetwork.com, or they can email me at hebrewstonegroes@yahoo.com, and then I can answer any of the questions they want. And then I do have on Sunday I will have the DVD of the first movie on Blu-ray. I'm working on the regular disc and dual layer, because there's different sizes you can fit, certain gigabytes. And then the second movie that premieres in Detroit on July 11th. That movie will be available for streaming on Vimeo on demand and Amazon, and then later on Blu-ray and then standard DVD cases as well. And I got, me and Mike, we talk about all the time. We got other movie projects headed along the way to help wake up Israel. And people will see those in the next movie as well, the trailers and everything. So we're moving. I'm still working on book 5 and book 6 for those people that have read all 4 books. I got more books coming. There's a lot of information that I have retained that I just never have enough time to cover when I do seminars, because it's way too many hours and hours on information to get out. So the only way people are going to get this information is, a lot of this information is just all written down. I'm just going to type it all out and put it in movies, and then teach as much as I can at different seminars. So that's it. Thank you for my time. For giving me your time. Oh, you got a question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I know that you said your time is clock. Makes sense. But have you ever thought about a play?
Google Play?
No, doing a play on stage.
Yeah, somebody asked me that question. That's an idea that I thought about. But of course, you gotta have actors, and of course, you gotta have money. And the main thing is the money, the funding. That's the main thing. You can't do no without money.
Yes, yes. In a minute, I'll be able to take care of you. But just in case, now, what about if we can do it under charity? Is that possible?
Yeah, anything's possible if we all put things together,
Yeah, so we can get you
And real fast to what you're saying. What me and Ron have found working together, doing a lot of stuff we're doing, is when we need something, we don't have to force or manipulate anybody into doing anything. It's like when we need something, Most High puts it there. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the direction we're going. Like me and him were talking extensively about distribution, marketing, and the business aspect of putting a film and a movie out. And I was doing the research on that. What we found was like social media, because the movie industry recently changed, of course, to you could self-distribute now. Eliminating the middleman with social media and all that. And what we kind of L came into the picture then and helped us realize how we could, market it. And we did the research on that. So all that to say, like when we meet each roadblock or whatever, it seems like the Most High just put something right there to push it straight through. That's how, you know what I'm saying?
To be honest, the movie Hebrews Negroes, like a lot of people donate it, but the highest donators to the movie Hebrews Negroes, and you have Gentiles that are waking up, that are understanding who we are, and they support the Israelites and knowing who we are. They support, and people in Africa support. So a lot of times in the first movie I did, I would see a lot of donations. Lump sums of donations coming from people in Africa, like Nigeria, the Igbos, and Gentile nations. You'd be surprised how many Chinese, Caucasian, people from other nations that want to help us support, get this out. And a lot of times they want to start their own ministry where they wake up their people to who are the real Israelites. So people in China asking, I need your books, I need your tapes, I need this, I need that. The minister, Chinese would have different names like Yang and Kim and different things like that. But in the Christian church, we're so used to supporting in the Christian church with building funds, missionary funds, the sending stuff over to Africa. We're giving offerings all the time. But we don't do that in the Hebrew community. It's almost like we don't want to give any money in the Hebrew community. And when we do ask for money, even with conferences, people want to know, why is there so much money? Or you're charging too much. And people don't understand it takes money to do these kind of things, and do gatherings, and do these different projects. And we really need you guys' support. We really do. They don't understand how hard it is for us to do this without any money. And that's just a simple fact that we got to get out of this mindset that now we're out of the Christian church and we're in the Hebrew mindset that we can't give anybody any money, because they look at me and say, oh, Brian wants money for the movie. He's gonna probably get a new car and a new house. He ain't gonna make no movie. But then the movie comes out, the next movie comes out, the first book, second book, third book. So everything I'm saying I'm gonna do in the projects that I asked for to go fund me, I do it. I complete it. You would think that Hebrews would be like, let's all rally up around, let's get this stuff done. Ron wants to do this, Mike wants to do this, Laura wants to do this, Joseph wants to do this, but we shouldn't have to keep begging and begging and begging and begging. And like you said, what about funding or charity? We should already begin this. Like Jews and Indians and Arabs, when they have meetings in their churches and their synagogues, they already have all this stuff. Their goal, how much it costs, and they're writing out checks, and it's getting done.
So, one more question. I'm starting to work with Sophia Stewart. She wrote the Terminator.
Matrix.
Matrix. To help her promote, get her out here because they owe her billions of dollars that they won't. She won the case, but they won't pay her. So I'm working with her to get her started. What can we do as boots on the ground to support you?
Man, well, I mean, I have my GoFundMe, www.GoFundMe.Hebrews Negroes. You want to say anything, Mike?
Right now, one of the biggest things, the most powerful thing we could do to support each other, if you can't do it financially, it's just social media wise. Just share stuff. Because I don't know how many people here. Say there's 40 people here, and everybody shared the thing 10 times. Just do the math of the reach on that. That's a big thing.
And that's why we shouldn't need Facebook advertising. Right. Give them money to advertise for us. We should better like every person in this room should be able to share it to 50 people. Like if I have an email blast list of 2,000 people or 3,000 people, and you have like 100 people, we should just start blasting out emails.
Right.
Tell them like, you need to watch this, you need to support this, you need to do this. This is the reason why we need it, and it should get done. I mean, asking somebody for $5, $10, $20 is. I mean, you can get a bucket of chicken for like $20.
And I want to say this, y'all, real talk. The Brew League, it's over 300 people now, and people are calling me. It's powerful, totally free. I got a decent tax return. I just funded it with that, but it's a powerful thing. Support stuff like that, and the simple support is just get on there. That's it, plain and simple. That's free to y'all.
I don't usually talk much because I like to be in the background, but my name is Gordon, and I help, Ron and stuff like that. But when I came into Truth, I think what we're starting to miss is that it's the children. And if you're really serious about you being an Israelite and you serious, do the work. Support the people, because half of the time when we was in the world, we are the first one to get the first Jordans, the first one to go watch the latest movies. If you serious about who you are, and maybe I'm just passionate about the truth, maybe I'm just passionate about the Most High, but if we're gonna break these curses in these generations, we need to think about the children. You see what I'm saying? Because that's who we're trying to influence. Because the Rothschilds, and I've been in the music business for over 20 years, they are relentless. They're gonna keep pushing these agendas and pushing these subjects to your children. Because at the end of the day, we're trying to kill the curse. Our forefathers and what they did, we're trying to stop that. But the only way to do that is we have to teach the children. And the only way to teach the children, somebody like me that does music, I need the support to put the music out so they can emulate what I'm doing because I'm doing something righteously. You see what I'm saying? And the movies that he's putting out, so the kids are able to see those movies so that when they grow up, they can do these things and keep these things going that's in scripture. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. You really got to think about the children. Right. And that's really what I want to say, because we get caught up on money and things of that nature. But the thing about it is those things are important. Because if we're going to stop the cycle, we need to think about why we're really doing it. Because there's a spiritual movement going on out here. And it's a war. It really is. And I'm in the music business, and I done seen it. I done been to the mansion parties. I done seen the orgies. I done seen the guys I done seen it. But I never bought into that. And maybe that's why I'm not a millionaire, because I never sold my soul. But I know the Most High has called me to count what's going on, and that's what I'm about to do, whether I can help or not. But y'all gonna make it happen.
It's going down, baby. It's going down. SpiritualCombat.
Hallelujah. But we got some people in here that's relentless.
So
No, just a little bit about me. I'm gonna about close it out real quick. You got a question, Maker?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just trying to see, do you have Cash App?
Yeah, it's $ Hebrews and the number 2 Negroes. And it's on my website too.
Okay.
Okay.
Hallelujah. Any more questions for anybody? All right, so a little bit about myself. I'm like RA as well. On my own used car dealership. It's been a nice amount of Israelites that's we've been able to help in the time of need. I don't do interest because that's against my belief to be charging people 3 or 4 times what a car is worth. So we got ways where if one of our brothers and sisters are kind of struggling, you know, we can help in certain ways where they can walk out not owing all this money and me not overcharging them. Sometimes probably even just allowing them just to pay for the car what I paid for it. So I'm not even making a single dollar of profit. And that's only for my Israelite brothers and sisters though. Everybody else, I do gotta make a profit. So that's pretty much what I do. My cars are checked out, they're inspected. I test drive them. I put scanners to them. I got mechanics that fix them before I sell them. You know, so I'm not just buying and selling junk. I get decent cars. I get them fixed up. I make sure that they're good. Some of them have been in certain situations where some of them have little structural damages, little accidents where the fender is a little dented, or they may need a little front bumper or something like that. I got body men and mechanics and things like that to fix it, make it look right, and that's what I do. So if you kind of in the region between here and Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, there's people that's drove miles and miles and miles just to come down to our lot, and we can be able to help them out. All right, so I'm gonna conclude with that. It's 7:30 now. We're going to be starting the poetry night at 9:30. Really, we want to get everybody here about like 9:15. And we're going to give everybody an hour and a half. So if you need that last time to go get you a bite to eat, you need to go to the store, get some things for the Shabbat. You need to do your last preparations. I got you in a second. Now, whatever you need to do to prepare for the Shabbat, we give you about 2 hours to do so, an hour and a half if you haven't already done so. Go get that restaurant, go eat that food, whatever you need to do. And we'll be back here around 9:15. Also to all the artists, to all the poets, to all the singers, to all the musicians, I need you to come up here and write your name down for poetry night. It's because I'm going to be able to choose the order in which we're going to be flowing in.
And say shalom to people online.
Okay. Khan, right now?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, cool. All right, so shalom to those that's watching on Spiritual Combat. We appreciate you all for joining in with us. Next time, we hope you'll be here.